Well, hello, welcome to Pete's Garden episode 13. In this one, I'm harvesting peas and giving you a tour of the back garden as well. So thanks very much for watching. If you'd like to click subscribe, that'd be much appreciated, and I'll see you after the titles. So these are my peas, and this is one of my first real harvests of summer. And I'm doing this with one hand, as you can see. So I'll just cut them like that because they stay fresher for a bit longer if you keep the thing on. So there we are. Nice and big fat pods. They're Pea Feltham First. As you can see, I've already picked a few. And let me just see if I can just get this undone. Hang on a minute. I'm doing all this very close to the camera. There we are. Can you see all that? And they're quite nice because they're, as I say, they're Pea Feltham First. I sowed them, I suppose, in January in the greenhouse. And that's why they're ready now. And these ones I've got down here are about to go and get boiled. So let's do a tour of the back garden, and there are the peas, and then the broad beans, which you can see have still got quite a lot of aphids on them. They're sprayed every day. And I've taken the growing tips out a couple of times, but they do have good sized broad beans on them, which some of them are probably ready for picking actually. And we've got the Karmazyn ones, which I sowed really early, 2 rows here, and then the Dreadnought ones, which I bought from the garden centre. So they're a bit later, and I will be going round actually and getting some of the aphids off, squishing them soon. This needs weeding, but we have a row of lettuces here which have been very good for our salads, and let me just pull this tip out because the mustard leaves are running to seed there, but we've been adding them to salads as well. Now, before we put these beer traps down, you can see that the slugs and everything did quite a lot of damage to the cabbages and the leaf beet next to them as well. But apart from that cabbage at the end there, which has completely gone now, the other cabbages are coming back. And you can see the beer traps are to some extent working as well, so that's alright. And the leaf beet is coming back as well. They're not quite as big as this one yet, which is a really nice one and wasn't affected by the slugs and snails, but they are coming back. Normally, when I saw them so affected, I would have just replaced these with other ones, and I do know it needs weeding as well. As I say, normally I would have replaced those 2 rows, but what's going to happen is the squash plants that are going to be in this bed are going to come up all this way, and eventually they'll at the end be where these broad beans are. They're going to be allowed full roam in the end, so I'm not too worried about. I'm not really going to worry too much about these rows of cabbage and leaf beet. If they come to something, then great. If they don't, they don't. The courgette there, growing really well, as you can see, and the pumpkin is as well. Pumpkin New England pie. I put a butternut squash thing in here, but I think I put it in too early, and the shock of being transplanted affected it. It still really only had its cotyledons, its seed leaves on. I should have left it longer. And also, as you can see, you can't really see it on the camera, so it's been affected by slugs and snails again. But as I say, I think that was before I put the beer traps out. The runner beans are late, but they're coming through. So we've put salt round them. Not sure there is one coming through there, but it looked like there might be, so we put salt down anyway. Nothing coming through in that one just yet, or that one. This one, I can see now it's been affected by slugs and snails, so it'll need more salt around it, but at least it is coming through. And obviously I'll put 2 seeds per station in, as I normally would, so there'll be another one coming through as well, probably. There's a really nice one. Here's one as well, which I have to get quite close to see it, but there is one coming through there, and I haven't put salt round yet because I didn't notice it. And I think this is one coming through there as well. So, as I say, I'm way behind on runner beans, but there we go. We've got some coming through. There's the thyme there, flowering now. Rosemary, parsley, Welsh onions. These are all plants which will be going in soon. Sweet potato. First time I've ever grown a sweet potato plant. And what variety is it? Oh, Evangeline. There we are. So if you've got advice on growing sweet potatoes, then put it in the comments box below. Thank you very much. Christmas tree. Some really nice plants which my sister bought, which was lovely. Dill, more thyme, rosemary, Welsh onions, they're looking good. Rosemary with a free nasturtium in the back of it as well. Borage, let's get those borage flowers in there. Let's have a look at those. They look really good, don't they? Dill, and up here we've got some flowers now on the Diacia. So there we go. They look pretty good, don't they? Not that many yet, but there's a while to go. Liatris. Some of the cottage garden perennial bulbs. Come on, camera, focus, 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 focus. Which I got, but they haven't all come through, and that's not focusing anyway. Sorry about that. But the ones that have come through of the Liatris will go out soon, and we've got this variegated, tall climbing nasturtium, as you can see, 3 plants have come through so far, and they will more than cover the basket as they trail down the side. The mint there, growing really well. I was a bit concerned about it because it was transplanted over the winter and it was looking a bit sorry for itself for a while. The Maris Piper potatoes, they're flowering, so as soon as they flower properly I could pick them if I wanted, but as this is a main crop variety I'm going to leave them in because I think they're probably best when the plants have actually fully died off. There's one petunia on that plant. The horseradish just hasn't come through. It's the second time I've tried it this year, and there must be something about that soil or whatever it is that it just didn't come through. So I'm going to use this pot and use this soil for something else. There's a geranium which a family friend gave called Mosquito Eva. We were a bit concerned about it because it seems to be dying off, but you can see it's coming back really well. More petunias in this container there. More plants that need to go out, including the sweet corn, which I'll be putting out soon. Some untidy stuff there. Now, we did have the greenhouse here. To cut a long story short, we've now got rid of the greenhouse, but we have some plants left which are normally only greenhouse plants. We'd normally only put them in the greenhouse. Ailsa Craig tomatoes, and I think this is called Femspot cucumber. So it'd be interesting to see how well they do. But I do know that somewhere we've got a flower on this cucumber. So hopefully we have something coming along anyway. And just to finish off the back garden tour, we have the roses. As you can see, that needs deadheading. I'll do that in a moment. That one does as well. And a few things here. The dahlias, we put some dahlias out, and the slugs and snails wolfed them, so I need to get some more beer traps. Cat mint. I'm trying to attract other people's cats into this end of the garden rather than the end of where the birds are. So that cat mint is a perennial and it should get bigger and bigger. We've got nasturtium plants here. They've just seeded themselves from last year, so I'm just leaving them. You know, they're rather nice. And we've got some of the cottage garden perennials which I got in the post in about January time. Which one's this? Is this? Oh, this is Echinacea. Whoops. Let me find it again. There we are. There's the Echinacea. There is Eryngium. This one has gone wrong. I don't know how, but I'm just leaving it because in the end this whole area is going to be covered in flowers, so you won't be able to see that actually this one has gone a bit haywire for some reason. More Eryngium there. Now we've got red hot pokers at the back there. That's something that was eaten by the slugs and snails, but is starting to come back. Some lupins which are not coming back. More Echinacea there, that's grown really well, quite happy with that. Nymphophia again, which is the red hot poker. Again, it all needs weeding. And you can see that it seems to be the lupins in particular that the slugs and snails have attacked. And this beer trap here, since that beer trap, that lupin hasn't been eaten anymore, and it has started to come back. And as you can see, it's got quite nice flowers on it. I'll just try and get a bit closer to them. So although it's obviously by no means perfect, and if I'd known that the slugs and snails were going to be so bad, then I would have put the beer traps out earlier and had a lot more of them. But that things are starting to come back. Another rose bush there, and another one next to it. More nasturtiums. So what happened here was this beer trap was upturned, probably by a cat or a fox, and all of the beer went on top of the cauliflower plant that was there, and the cauliflower plant died straight away. And whatever did that has probably also eaten the cauliflower plant that was there, because it went literally overnight. We've got rows and rows of parsnips, which you saw me planting in another video. Again, it needs to be there we are. That's what happens this time of year, isn't it? And we've got some kale, which my neighbour gave me, and is now being attacked by something or other that I need to find out what it is. Chicory, which doesn't seem to be being attacked at all, and is looking really lovely, which will be ready for harvest in December. Then we've got a gap where the garlic was, because it was diseased garlic, both of the sets which I've put in. But the onions are looking really, really nice. They're starting to bulk up a little bit now. They were running to seed, which I find that red onions nearly always do, but you nip out the seed tops, like I'll just do here if I can find it. There we are. You just nip out the seed tops, and then they'll start to bulb up, or they should do. And there we go. That's the back garden tour. So that's it for this week. I'll be back soon with episode 14. So thanks for watching. If you'd like to click subscribe, that'd be great. And let me get some good lighting. Yeah, there we are. Bye for now.